Okay, so if you're in the 3D printing world, you've heard about how Bambu is locking up its printers. And the simple fact of the matter is that basically you're going to need a history lesson. You're going to wake up, okay? That's what you're starting to do. You're starting to wake up and see, gee, guess what? They're trying to control us. They're trying to lock us out of our own stuff. This is my property. I'm supposed to be able to control my own property. But you guys haven't been doing this for so long because you've been letting them. And I don't know if this is kind of the whole, we got scared of everything from 9/11, and so everybody started letting the FBI do all the snooping that it wanted to. Because the simple fact of the matter is people have forgotten that when we talk about 1984, the book and the movie, and how there's a big brother, there's two parts of every country: the government and the economy. Okay? And both of those can be big brother. It's not just the FBI getting into your cell phone, getting all your data, watching and tracking you through your GPS sensors, and all the things going on in your phone. Okay? It's not just that. It's the cell phone company doing it. They're collecting the data. Amazon collecting the data. Google collecting the data. All these companies collecting all this information to do what? Psychological warfare on you. Why do you think the local schools and the state send down all of this research studies and questionnaires to your kids? They're doing psychological research so that they can study your children on how to control them. It has nothing to do with the commonwealth or the common welfare of the people. No, they're using it to collect psychological information on you. They want to know how to sell you new things, how to control you to buy their things, how to control you to not break the law or to follow their rules or to do the things that they want and to give up all of your rights. And what do they keep you busy on? Pronouns. Yep, you're so busy worried about pronouns and social issues and all the other things in the world, you don't notice that they've been doing this. And they've been doing this for a long time. The more they try to radicalize you when you're young, the more they distract you and distract the young kids from the fact that they are in fact stealing your rights on things that are actually your rights. Okay? I don't care what you perceive, all this, the new gender thing and all that great stuff, those perceived rights and this and that. No. You can't even own your own property. You want to talk about things like, BlackRock. And BlackRock is this company that's coming out and saying, you know what? Nobody should be owning homes. You should just rent everything. You should rent your car. You should rent your house. You should rent everything. Pay monthly for everything. Pay monthly for your entertainment. Pay monthly for your streaming. Pay monthly for everything. And they've been pushing this model forever to make you dependent on them. Okay? It's the same thing that you get in with the racist questions when people sit there and say, the whole reason why black people follow, the Democrat Party and when they went over mostly was because the Democrats came in and said, we'll give you free stuff. Oh, sound familiar? Free stuff for your phone? They're going to give you free stuff. And Lyndon Johnson saying, hey, we'll keep those N-word people voting for us for the next 100 years. Well, yeah, you give them free stuff. When they were slaves, yeah, they got a free home, they got free food, they got education to do a job, and then they got that job. Who cares if we're giving them money to do it so that they just give it back to us when they buy stuff? It doesn't matter. They give you the illusion that you're earning money, but guess what? You've become dependent on them. You are dependent on them, okay? So, little history lesson. Yeah, they've been doing this forever. Thanks for waking up and now realizing it. Now, don't sit there on the little waffle thing and say, well, maybe Bambu's not so bad. Maybe Bambu is not going to do this and that and the other. Give me a break, okay? Bambu took its printers and said, we're just going to openly start doing what we know we're going to be doing. We're just going to do it. We've edged all the way up. We've taken a little bit, and now you're so invested, we're going to go ahead and do it. It's like getting into a bidding war when you're in an auction and you go, oh, this much, this much, this much. I've invested so much time and effort. I've got to do the next bid. It's just one more dollar. No, that's what they're doing. It's what the used car salesmen do. It's what they all do. It's a standard tactic. It's psychological warfare. Yes. So, what are you looking at now? You bought this really shiny printer and you brought it into your house, and what's it doing? It's talking back to Bambu. You opened up a little gate in your firewall of your castle that goes out and talks to these people and does this stuff. Well, how are you supposed to do? There's plenty of ways to do those things. There's plenty of ways to do it. Oh, but the AI, no, if you think that, oh God. If you actually think that any of this stuff has anything to do with AI, an actual artificial intelligence, no, you're idiots. The amount of technology in a washer or a dryer is less than the dollar store calculator that you go buy, okay? There is next to nothing. If anyone has actually done any kind of expansion on how well they do computerized stuff within their equipment, it's called the automotive industry. These people are doing variable valve regulation within these things. You can hook it up to their, yes, very expensive computers, but they can run diagnostics on every single little toy, every little component, every mechanical and electrical components in those cars, and test them to see what's wrong, to find out why the print job failed. Was it jammed, out of ink, or what? They can do that with the car. Can you do that with your heater? Can you do it with your washing machine? Can you do it with your 3D printer? Very little. Very, very, very little. So there's very, very, very little programming that you need, okay? You don't need $25,000 equipment, and you don't need some huge software package. You need a driver. That's it. A printer driver, or a scanner driver, or a fax driver. That's what we had back in my day, in the Gen X days of building smart equipment. It was smart because you got something that could talk to it over the internet. And that driver could work with any application, so that the application just said, I want to tell this printer, I talk to the driver talks to the printer. Ta-da, you're done. That was it. But no, instead of having a local driver, you talk to the manufacturer and you ask their permission, okay? This is the key here. You think that you're doing this, and this can get into predictive type things, and people are going to go, oh, you've got the tinfoil hat on. But here's the question. What happens when the government goes to Bambu and says, we want to know all the people who are printing 3D guns? What happens when they go to the thermostat people in California or on the West Coast and say, you know what, we're starting to do these rolling blackouts. We need to start controlling who's running air conditioning. You're running too much air conditioning. Guess what? We're going to have to set off. We're going to go talk to those free thermostats that we've been giving everybody. You know, the smart ones. Or how about back east, all those automated systems they had for safe remote shutdown of your gas lines? Who's controlling that? Can you shut off your own gas? No. No. I'm in my own house. I can't just go over and go and turn off the gas. No. How come? Because they're trying to get it so that you are subservient to them. Not public servants. Not consumer servants. No, they don't want to do that. You have to. You are reliant on them. That's what they want to do, is build that dependency. It's my job to protect myself and my family. Do I have a Bambu printer? Sure do. Yes, I do. Can it steal my data? No. Why? Well, because I'm also Gen X nerd from hell. I can block that kind of stuff from my firewall. Does it mean that I'm going to lose some functionality, such as being able to remotely print? No. Why? Because I know how VPNs work, and we've known how those things work for 50 years. Yeah. So, and not only that, they're built into every damn router now. You don't have to do much. You just go in and say, turn on the PPTP router and add a username and password. How hard is that? Come on. They've made little web interfaces for you. So, on my cell phone. Oh, are they tracking all your stuff on your cell phone? No, because I run a firewall on there too. Okay? If you don't know about it, there's one called NetGuard that actually sets it up so that, yeah, you can block even Google stuff from root, but you don't need root access to do it, which Google likes to shut down. And the phone companies like to say, we don't want to take a phone that has root access because then we can't support it. Oh, it's because we can't handle the problems that might be associated with you mucking around with the root access. Okay, fine. I'll just monitor all the traffic and force you to put all your traffic through my little VPN tunnel. So, yeah, I can manage traffic on my phone. Are they scanning me? No, I let through who I want to let through, and I let talk what I want to let talk when I want them to talk. So, I use the models when I want to. And I live in this world, and that's how I have to deal with it because it's my job to do it. Talk to the 2A guys. Whose job is it to protect yourself and your family? It's yours. The cops are public servants. What's the definition of a servant? A person who assists another person with their duties. It's your job to protect yourself and your family. They just help you do it. They're not here. There's no guarantee. No, there's not. It's your job to stand up for your rights, and that means standing up for these rights when it comes to electronics. You guys haven't been doing it. You're too distracted with all the social issues, all the stupid stuff that doesn't matter. Oh, we want free college. We want free this. They've broken down all the things. Well, how come these kids get this free college? Well, probably because their parents were veterans and they signed a contract to say, I'll do all these sacrifices to get my kids this stuff. Yeah, that's why that stuff is there. So everybody has lost track of these things, and they've done it on purpose. They stopped teaching civics. They stopped doing this stuff. It's all distractionary. So, Bambu people, congratulations. You're waking up to the fact that they're going to start locking you out, and they're going to start controlling your printers even more, and that you can't just use some third-party type thing because they're going ultra proprietary. Yeah, they are. All my printers are proprietary, but I still have a driver. Do you? No. So you can either use it in a non-proprietary mode, or you can suck it up and just be their slave. That's the answer. Okay? The other thing is that either you stop bitching to Congress about stupid stuff, like all the social issues, or you start bitching to Congress and saying, why is Walmart and Safeway and all the retail people jacking up the price of eggs when there hasn't been a shortage? Why are eggs $26 for a 5 dozen pack when it used to be $5 to $8 maybe, I think it was, but now it's 26? What do you care about? Oh, you care about, because so-and-so wants to have drag queens reading books. Yeah, that's the important thing that we need to fight about today. Yeah. They've got them all armed up and all jiggied up, not caring about actual rights. Go talk to a veteran who's pissed off about how this isn't the world that he fought for. He's not going to be sitting there and talking about the fact that people are doing wacky stuff. It's the fact that they give a shit about claiming that it's a right to do all wacky stuff, and they don't give a shit about the actual rights that are being taken away. Yeah, Bambu took away your rights when they sold you the printer in the first place. When they sit there and they gave you a printer that you have to provision by connecting your cell phone to them. You have to download their app. No, it's not an app. It's a specialized web browser that collects data. That's it. Every application on your phone is a web browser tuned for their website. That's it. That does all the data collection, even more so that a normal web browser wouldn't let them do. Okay? Even those web browsers that have their little certain things that you can lock out, theirs completely uninhibited because they wrote one for you. And that's all it is a web browser that goes up and says, hey, I need to do this. And then it goes, okay, well then, here's the command. You're asking them permission. Give me the command to tell this to do it. Okay, you can have it now. You can go do that now. your Bambu printer. It's online and connected with an open connection to them through your firewall so that you can sit on your phone somewhere else and process through their web. Oh, because our servers are going to do it. Yeah, we had print servers to do that. You know, we had print servers. You would hook a printer to the computer so that you could send the job to the computer, and then the job would sit on the computer waiting for the printer to be ready and do its thing. Meanwhile, you're off doing your stuff. Yeah, it was called a print server. There's ways of doing this. The idea that you strayed from this model is absolutely insane. I even tried I did a little series on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You could be a millionaire. There's a way to snag back control of all of your little smart devices. I can literally see it in my head, okay? And the easiest way to do this would be to yes, you have to be able to be smart enough to start collecting all this data and on all of the manufacturers to control them. And it's going to be a war to control the manufacturers. Okay, who has the most of them? That's, whether it's payment systems or whatever, there's all kinds of companies that go, oh, I get this new thing. I'll link you with all these companies to provide you this service without having to worry about which company it is. Microsoft, what do they have? They have the HAL. They're going to handle it, and all the drivers go through Microsoft. They did it. You could do it. You could manage all the drivers for all the stuff on your home network, and you could block them. How do you do that? Real simple. I'll give it to you right now. Get yourself a tablet that's running straight up bare bone Android, not the Google version. Okay, it's basically Linux for small devices. Okay, you want to run a DNS and a DHCP server from that device. That is now the new one. Not the one that you get from the cable company, not the one you get from your ISP. They don't get to be in control of your data. They don't get to be in control of your life. You're not signing away anymore. They don't get to do it. You do. You have the router. It's your router, not theirs, okay? Which is the other thing. People don't want to buy the router. They're $10. They're $20 for a simple router, okay? Little tablets, those are $50. You could build on a simple tablet for less than $100, all the work and everything aggregated across all the customers available. Oh, less than $100 you could get this out there. Little tablet that's running your DHCP, that's running your DNS, that's running the backbone of your house, and it says, you know what? We're going to start logging in our local host file, okay, all of the different devices that are out there and what they want to talk to. Build it almost like a proxy server. There's even an idea you could even use one of those. Why? What do? What happens when you have a web interface and you have a guest network on your router? Ooh, there's even options on specific web routers out there built for small companies. What's it do? It says, here is your guest network, and do you want to put up a page that requires people to authorize? It intercepts the traffic before it can go out. What do? You intercept the traffic from all these drivers before it can go out anywhere, and you say, no, I'm going to control you, lady. That's me. You no longer report to LG. You don't report to Samsung. You don't report to them. You report to me. You come to me and I will control you. And then you have the VPN on your server and you can come in. You can knock on the front door of the router and say, hi, I want to be part of your network. Let me talk to the VPN guy. Here's my username and password. Let me in. And he goes, big Star Trek style, extend the shield, and extends around you. That's what it is. That's how it works. So, there's ways to do this. There's things that you could do to build a company to do this. Yeah, I'm old. I'm a fart. I know. But I've been around the block and I know this stuff, and I've watched you guys struggle because you're not interested in actually fighting back. So whether it's houses or your electronics, either wake up or shut up. That's about it. So you can choose. Be a slave or be responsible. I'm responsible for me and my family. Are you?